A busy city street, cars honking, people rushing past, lost in their own worlds. Among them, a woman walks briskly, adjusting her purse on her shoulder. She has no idea that in a few moments, her day is about to take a devastating turn. She reaches into her bag to grab her phone, but her heart stops. Her purse is gone. Panic sets in instantly. She spins around, frantically searching, her breath quickening. Did she leave it at the cafe? Did someone take it? Her mind races. Her ID, her credit cards, even a necklace from her late mother, all inside. The people around her barely notice her distress. They just keep moving, caught up in their own routines. She clutches her head. No, no, no. This can't be happening. Meanwhile, just a few blocks away, a young black boy, about 10 years old, walks cautiously down the sidewalk. In his hands, a woman's purse. He looks down at it, then glances around nervously. Should I return it? The thought lingers in his mind. He knows what people might think. A black kid holding an expensive purse? That could lead to trouble. What if they assume he stole it? He hesitates. For a split second, he thinks about just leaving it on a bench and walking away. But then, his grandmother's words echo in his mind. Words she's repeated to him his whole life. Character is what you do when no one is watching. The boy swallows hard. He knows what he has to do. He takes a deep breath, turns around, and starts walking toward the woman. But when he finally finds her, she's crying, speaking urgently into her phone. I don't know what to do. It's everything. It's my whole life in there. He takes a step closer, but then freezes. What if she reacts badly? What if she accuses him? His heart pounds. And then finally, he calls out, "Excuse me, ma'am, is this yours?" Cliffhanger. The woman whirls around. Her eyes land on the purse, and then on him. How will she react? If you found a lost purse, would you return it? What if you were afraid of being accused? Tell us in the comments. Where are you watching from? Drop your city below. The woman whirls around, eyes red from panic, her phone still clutched in her hand. At first, she doesn't register what's happening. She just sees a young black boy holding her purse. Her body tenses instinctively. For a split second, suspicion flickers in her eyes. Malik notices it immediately. He's seen that look before, the one that says, "Are you trying to steal from me?" His heart sinks, but he stands his ground. Slowly, he extends the purse forward with both hands. I think you dropped this," he says, his voice steady but unsure. The woman's eyes widen. She snatches the purse from his hands, flipping it open, her breath catching. Her wallet, still there. Her phone charger, still there. Her mother's necklace, untouched. Everything is exactly as she left it. She lets out a shaky breath, her whole body sagging with relief. "Oh my God," she murmurs, placing a hand over her chest. She looks down at Malik, and for the first time really sees him. A boy in slightly worn clothes, sneakers that look too small for his feet. A boy who could have run off with her purse, but didn't. Guilt creeps up her spine. She misjudged him. Malik shifts uncomfortably, unsure what to say. Finally, the woman drops to her knees, so she's at eye level with him. "What's your name?" she asks, her voice softer now. Malik hesitates, then answers, "Malik." She smiles, her eyes glistening. "Malik, you just saved me from a complete disaster." Malik shrugs, trying to act like it's nothing. "It's okay." But the woman shakes her head. "No, it's not just okay. It's incredible. You're incredible." She sees something in him now, something she didn't before. And at that moment, she makes a decision. This boy deserves more than just a thank you. What will she do next? The woman stares at Malik, still processing what just happened. For the first time in minutes, she isn't thinking about her lost purse. She's thinking about him. A kid who could have walked away, who could have kept the money inside, who could have done anything else. But instead, he chose honesty. She swallows the lump in her throat and takes a deep breath. Malik. Where do you live? Malik hesitates, glancing at his shoes. Not far, he mutters. The woman notices his shoes again, the torn laces, the way his toes slightly press against the front. Too small, worn out, old. She gently asks, "Do you live with your parents?" Malik shakes his head. "Just my grandma. It's just us." The woman's heart tightens. She doesn't want to pry, but she can tell. This boy's life hasn't been easy, and yet he still did the right thing. She suddenly realizes something. "Wait a second, how did you find me?" she asks, tilting her head. Malik shrugs. "Your driver's license was inside. I asked someone for directions." She blinks. "You went out of your way to track me down?" Malik nods. "Yeah, it was the right thing to do." The woman exhales sharply, overcome with emotion. Then suddenly, she smiles. A wide, warm, genuine smile. "You are an amazing young man." Malik rubs the back of his neck, embarrassed. "It's nothing." But to her, it's everything. She reaches into her purse and pulls out her wallet. Is she about to give him money? Will he accept it? Or does she have something even bigger in mind? The woman pulls out a stack of bills from her wallet and holds it out to Malik. "Here, this is for you." Malik's eyes widen. He takes a step back, shaking his head. "No, I don't want money," he says firmly. The woman blinks, surprised. "But you deserve it. It's a thank you for what you did." Malik glances down at his old sneakers, then back up at her. "My grandma says doing the right thing isn't about getting paid. It's just what you're supposed to do." The woman feels her chest tighten. This boy, he's different, honest, kind, selfless. She smiles softly and puts the money back in her wallet. "All right," she says, "but can I do something else for you?" Malik hesitates. "Like what?" She kneels down so they're eye level. "What's one thing you've always wanted?" Malik shrugs, not sure what to say. Then quietly, he mutters, "A new pair of sneakers." The woman's eyes light up. "Well then, let's go get you some." Malik snaps his head up. "Wait, what?" She stands up, holding out her hand. "Come on, you just saved my whole day. The least I can do is make yours a little better." Malik hesitates for a moment, unsure if he should accept. But then, he sees the kindness in her eyes, the sincerity, and slowly, he nods. As they start walking toward a nearby store, Malik can't help but smile. But this woman isn't just buying him shoes. She's about to do something that will change his life forever. What does she have in mind? As they step into the brightly lit shoe store, Malik's eyes widen in disbelief. Rows and rows of sneakers, some the coolest styles he's only ever seen on other kids at school. He hesitates at the entrance, feeling out of place. The woman notices and gently nudges him forward. "Go ahead, pick any pair you want." Malik bites his lip. He's never had that kind of freedom before. He carefully walks toward a display, running his fingers along the neatly stacked boxes, but instead of grabbing the most expensive or flashiest pair, he picks a simple, sturdy pair of black sneakers. The woman tilts her head. "Are you sure? You can get any pair." Malik nods. "These are perfect. They'll last a long time." Her heart swells with emotion. Even when given a chance to splurge, he chooses wisely. They walk to the counter, and while the cashier rings up the shoes, the woman notices something across the store. A small book section. Among the neatly stacked books, one catches her eye. An introduction to engineering for kids. She remembers something Malik said earlier. "Do you like to read?" she asks. Malik's face lights up instantly. "Yeah, I love books." She picks up the engineering book and hands it to him. Then this is yours too. Malik stares at it, stunned. But why? The woman smiles warmly. Because I believe in you. And for the first time in his life, Malik truly feels seen. But this woman isn't done yet. She has one more surprise, one that will change Malik's life forever. Malik holds the engineering book tightly, as if he's afraid it'll disappear. The woman watches his excitement, her heart warming. Then, an idea forms in her mind, a bigger way to help him. She kneels down beside him. Malik, what do you want to be when you grow up? Malik hesitates, then quietly says, an engineer. The woman's eyes soften. Why an engineer? Malik's face lights up. I like building things. I want to make stuff that helps people. She smiles. That's an amazing dream. Malik shrugs. Yeah, but college is expensive. My grandma says we just have to focus on today. The woman feels a lump in her throat. She knows exactly what to do. She reaches into her purse, but this time she doesn't pull out money. Instead, she hands him a business card. Call me, she says. I want to help you get there. Malik looks at the card, then back at her. You mean, help me go to college? She nods. I mean exactly that. Malik's eyes well up with tears. He's never had someone, outside of his grandma, believe in him this much. Why are you doing this? He asks. The woman smiles. Because you did the right thing. And sometimes, doing the right thing comes back to you. Malik clutches the business card tightly. For the first time, he doesn't just have a dream. He has hope. But will he actually call her? Or will doubt hold him back? Malik stares at the business card in his hand. The name, the phone number, it all feels too good to be true. As they step outside the store, the weight of the moment sinks in. The woman looks at him kindly. Promise me you'll call, okay? Malik hesitates. What if I'm not smart enough? The woman kneels down, meeting his eyes. You are more than enough, Malik. You just need someone to believe in you. He swallows hard. No one has ever said that to him before. She places a gentle hand on his shoulder. You have a future, a big one. But you have to take the first step. Malik nods, but deep down he's scared. That night, he sits at the kitchen table, staring at the card. His grandmother, her hands rough from years of hard work, watches him. What's on your mind, baby? She asks softly. Malik shows her the card, explaining everything. She listens carefully, then smiles through misty eyes. She sees what I've seen in you all along. Malik grips the card tighter. His heart pounds. Then he takes a deep breath, picks up the phone, and dials. Will she answer? And if she does, what happens next? Malik's hands shake slightly as he holds the phone to his ear. 1 ring, 2 rings. He almost hangs up. But then, hello? It's her. The woman's voice is warm, familiar, and suddenly Malik feels less afraid. Hi, it's Malik. A pause. Then pure joy. Malik, I was hoping you'd call. He smiles, his nerves easing. I think I want to be an engineer. She chuckles. I know you do, and I know you'll be a great one. Malik swallows hard. But I don't know how. Her voice is steady. You don't have to figure it out alone. She explains her plan, mentoring him, helping him with school, even setting up a scholarship fund for his future. Malik's heart pounds. A week ago, he was just a kid trying to do the right thing. Now, his whole future is changing. She asks, Do you want to meet for lunch? We can talk more about it. Malik looks over at his grandmother, who's been listening silently, tears in her eyes. She nods. Go, baby. This is your chance. Malik takes a deep breath. Okay, he says. Let's do it. What happens at their lunch meeting? And what final surprise does the woman have for him? The next day, Malik sits at a quiet cafe, nervously tapping his fingers on the table. His grandmother sits beside him, offering a reassuring smile. "You're going to be just fine, baby." Then the door swings open. The woman walks in, beaming when she sees him. "Malik, I'm so glad you came." He smiles shyly. "Me too." They sit down, and for the first time, Malik gets to dream out loud. He tells her about his love for building things, how he once fixed an old radio just by experimenting, and how he's always wanted to create something that helps people. She listens, nodding. "You have a gift, Malik." Then she reaches into her purse, but it's not for money this time. She pulls out a folder and slides it across the table. Malik glances at his grandma, then slowly opens it. Inside, a full scholarship application. His eyes widen. "Wait, is this—" The woman nods. "I told you I believe in you. This will help you get started." His grandma clutches his hand, overcome with emotion. Malik feels a lump in his throat. "I don't know what to say." She smiles. "Just say you'll work hard, and one day help someone else the way I'm helping you." Malik nods fiercely. "I promise." He's no longer just a boy with dreams. He's a boy with a future. But what will he do with this opportunity? And what message does he have for the world? Malik stares at the scholarship papers, his hands trembling slightly. For the first time in his life, he isn't just dreaming about a better future. It's right in front of him. His grandmother wipes a tear from her eye. "Baby, this is everything we prayed for." The woman across from them smiles warmly. "You're going to do great things, Malik." Malik swallows hard. "But what if I fail?" She reaches across the table, placing a hand on his. "Failure isn't falling down. It's refusing to get back up. And I know you. You'll always get back up." Malik nods slowly. Then, with newfound confidence, he picks up the pen and signs his name. This is it. A new chapter begins. As they step outside the cafe, Malik looks up at the sky, the weight of the moment settling in. He turns to the woman. "One day, I'm going to help someone else, just like you helped me." She smiles proudly. "That's all I could ever ask for." And with that, Malik takes his first step toward a brighter future. Because sometimes, one small act of kindness can change a life forever. Malik returned a lost purse, expecting nothing in return. But because of his honesty, his entire future changed. This is proof that doing the right thing always comes back around. One act of kindness can change everything,